Okay, I'm going to call the Town of Cedar Lake Plan Commission, October 19, 2022, public meeting to order.
Been there, done it.
Please rise for pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Mr. Carnahan is absent. Mr. Foreman?
Present.
Mr. Sharp?
Present.
Ms. Sessauer?
Present.
Mr. Becker?
Here.
Mr. Twora? Mr. Parker?
Here.
Mr. Kapora?
Present.
Mr. Oliphant?
Present.
Mr. Austin?
Present.
Mr. Slaughter?
Present.
Ms. Abernathy, present.
All right, minutes, September 21st, 2022, public meeting. Any discussion on the minutes?
Make a motion to approve those minutes.
Motion made by Mr. Sharp,
I'll second.
second by Ms. Deschauer. Roll call,
Get in
please.
your way tonight at all.
Mr. Foreman?
Yes.
Mr. Sharp?
Yes.
Ms. Sessauer?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Parker?
Yes.
Mr. Kapora?
Yes, motion carries. 6, new business, offshore estates, conversion of performance letter of credit to maintenance letter of credit.
Good evening. My name is Dave Carey, 13463 Beach Place, Cedar Lake. So
We pretty much went over all this at the work session and, didn't seem to be any problems.
John does have a small update.
There's a small snag. We completed our final inspections, and while there's minor stuff remaining like signage and striping, there's one bigger item. It would be the lighting. The wrong poles were installed. Wood poles versus aluminum poles were installed. So the lights are working, just the poles are incorrect.
So I have reached out to NIPSCO. I believe at this time that they were short on aluminum poles, and that's why they installed a wooden pole. Certainly they will have to change that pole to what is...
Two poles.
Two poles.
Yeah.
To what is the town ordinance.
Spun aluminum. It's either a aluminum pole with a concrete foundation or a helical aluminum pole.
So, I mean, obviously that will be done.
So, let me ask you a question,
Yeah.
Don. We're talking 2 poles. I know we have a new updated ordinance.
Yep.
All the normal lights around the lake, I guess it would come down to probably the folks in that neighborhood, whether or not they would go along with it, but would you recommend us up here taking action to lead it?
That's a policy decision. So every other new subdivision has to put in aluminum poles. Right now, the mast arms and the luminaires are correct. And as far as I know, they are functioning. So it's really just a pole issue. And the reason we recommend aluminum poles or require aluminum poles is really for safety and aesthetics. Safety-wise, because they will shear off if they're hit, unlike wood, they will not. So there's kind of 2 reasons for why we require them. So you can consider that and I believe the petitioner would have to make a waiver request if you wanted to waive that requirement.
Thank you.
And there's 2, Don? 2
There's
poles?
2. Yep.
You notified NIPSCO and they're going to replace them?
Well, I'm waiting on the engineer to get back to me. I don't have a reason on why they installed those particular poles. I'm sure NIPSCO is aware of the town ordinance as far as what poles are required. I just notified NIPSCO, this is what they installed on the site.
And NIPSCO should know better. I don't know if it's the fact that this subdivision is kind of located in a wood part of town. I mean, everything else around there obviously is wood in that neighborhood. So I don't know. And to be honest with you, there is a shortage. We've had this problem in another subdivision in town. So, yeah, it was either probably getting them in or not getting them in at all for the foreseeable future until they get them in.
When were they installed?
About 3 months ago. When?
In June September.
beginning of September.
End of August.
So, I mean, everything else in that neighborhood are wooden poles, and they also had put that, one of the lights that are on 136th Street on an existing pole. They did not install a new pole there, they used the existing pole and put a light on there. Because that, on our site plan, that's almost where the pole was to be placed, but given there was one there already, instead of putting another pole right next to it, they just put that light right onto that pole.
It's not like he requested them to do that, you know.
No,
What-
no.
So, and there's a shortage on a lot of things. I'm here to tell you, I'm having that same issue in my position myself. I've got a single door on back order for 11 months.
Oh, I don't dispute the fact that they're hard to find, but that is what's required. So it's up to you if you want to waive that requirement. Like I said, the lights are working and they meet the lighting ordinance from that perspective. The only thing that doesn't meet is the pole.
Could we not get something from NIPSCO stating why they did that and some sort of a timeline, just so we have that as a,
I will guarantee you they will not give you a timeline.
I mean, something on paper saying, yes, we installed a wood pole, our intentions are to replace that with,
Yes, that would be acceptable. It's similar to something we got from Lakeview. That one is a little different, the fact that they weren't up and functioning yet, but he did provide a letter from NIPSCO that basically said, you know, when we get them, we'll put them up. The applicant's already paid for them, yada, yada, yada. They'll go up when we get them. But we
I'd
can't
be
give
fine
you a
with a
date.
letter. I think that'd be sufficient.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah, me also.
And the other items are small. Dave, I know you already said you talked to TMC. They're going to stripe the crosswalk and the stop bar when weather permits. We've been a little cold here the last couple of days, so those will go in. And then it's just minor signage that needs to kind of go up.
Yeah, and all of those things I think will be addressed in the next week or so.
Yeah.
Can you reach out to them for some sort of a letter or an email, just stating that,
We've been calling constantly for as soon as I got this letter, we've been calling. So at this particular juncture, I'm at the mercy of the engineer getting back to me.
From NIPSCO.
Yes.
It could be 30,
Yep.
45 days.
Let's go.
So let me ask this. Last night,
Didn't do nothing.
at the council meeting, we took action on this. So
I
it's
heard
a little
about
bit
that.
putting the cart in front of the horse.
Yeah.
you took action as what?
Converting this from a performance to a maintenance letter of
So
credit.
you already did it.
If
It needs to be accepted by both
If
boards.
NIPSCO said, no, we will put them in, does this maintenance letter of credit cover that cost to do it, or is this completely already on NIPSCO's end, or does NIPSCO bill the developer? How does that work?
Well, the developer pays for the lights.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's my intention, 100%.
Yeah.
If by chance they say, yes, we're gonna install these aluminum, when they get them, I mean, I'm paying for that.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm with the rest of the guys, It's 2 light poles, they already put 1 light on the pole that they already own.
There's 2 lights
The corner.
there. There's actually 2 lights there, and they're both functioning.
Right, so there's really, if NIPSCO puts the 1 light on their existing pole,
Really
then
talking
really
about
it's just
one
1
pole,
wooden
really.
pole,
They're
The
probably
whole
gonna
area
change
there.
that other pole, if I had to guess.
yeah.
And not to aluminum one, because all the electric is actually on that pole that runs through the subdivision.
Yeah, I guess where my question was going is, if NIPSCO said, no, we screwed up, we must do the aluminum pole, my question is, does this maintenance letter of credit, will it cover those costs in case he's split down? Which we don't think he's gonna do that.
It should. The number is just over 33,000. I think
Okay.
33,388.
Or 38 cents.
So with that being said, I'm fine with
And they're earmarked
moving
at
this
$5
forward.
grand each.
Without anything from NIPSCO.
Well, you all seem to want a letter, but I'd be fine without anything at this point. But if he gets the letter.
It may take a while to get a letter, would it not?
I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Well, I think
I don't think we should hold this up
No,
and waiting for a letter, but I would like to see him go after a letter anyway, so that eventually it will be put into this file, so that we have something to back up what we're doing now.
why we did what we did.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would recommend if you do rotate this in the maintenance, that some type of contingency be attached to the rollover. either related to the items remaining on the October 17th letter that we issued, or to some extent therefore.
Mr. President,
October
Yes.
17th?
Don's last comment about appending the engineering letter report with values appended to it or included in it is a good one, and it should be a consideration in any motion you make that that's attached and maybe even updated to reference this NIPSCO letter thing.
Yeah, and we'll most likely update that letter as those items get kind of knocked off the list. So we'll keep an eye on the subdivision, both for the signage and the striping, and then also the lighting, and we'll update as we go.
That way you can keep track of it.
So what you're saying is that as things get done, you're gonna put an appendage to your letter dated what?
Our current letter is dated October 17th, 2022.
Where is the letter?
It was
Not
issued
here.
on Monday, so it didn't quite make the,
Got it.
Well,
You missed the deadline.
sorry.
All right, appendage to this letter, and we would also like a letter from NIPSCO whenever it should show up, to be placed in the file. So a motion if a motion to approve is granted, it should include Don's letter of 10/22/22 with any appendages that will be added as the work on the items are addressed. And we would request a letter from NIPSCO stating that whenever they obtain the aluminum pole, they will replace the wooden pole or poles with the proper pole per our ordinances. Correct?
what day was it, what?
That's a good.
10/17.
10/22.
10/17/22.
10/17?
10/17/22.
I'm gonna go ahead and make this simple and say so moved.
I'll second.
And motion by Mr. Parker for what I just said, and seconded by Mr. Sharp.
To clarify that motion, do you want both poles switched out?
I was
I was
gonna,
thinking just the one.
Do you think that they're gonna switch the other one out?
They'll do whatever you want them to do.
Who would?
NIPSCO, they're supposed to. I mean,
Well, they were
they
supposed
know
to.
what our
They were supposed to do it
new,
right
they knew
the
our
first time.
ordinance, they know it. They may not have considered this a new subdivision just based on where it's at and what it's surrounded by. It's not a giant 200-unit monstrosity.
If all of the lines are on that pole that they put the light on though, I could see them adding a pole potentially, but they're not gonna take all them lines down to put an aluminum pole and hang them lines on an aluminum pole.
Yeah, there are a lot of lines attached to that one. I think there's one line attached to the other one, but that one's easy. So it's up to you.
That pole is in the subdivision?
It's on the intersection, at the intersection of it. So the
Yeah,
segment
on
of it,
136th Street, actually.
southwest corner.
Yes.
Southwest, okay.
I would say whoever made the motion, maybe make it contingent on the second pole. The pole in the subdivision, not the one that's holding the light on the end of the subdivision.
Just one pole?
Yeah,
That's really all it is.
That's what it says.
it's really one
Yeah.
pole.
Yeah.
That way, they don't have to, it's just a waste of energy, time, and money on behalf of everyone that pays NIPSCO a bill. Because it's, you know,
I'll amend my motion to reflect the one pole.
It is, yep. It's between lots 7 and 8.
Yes.
Clarity.
Motion amended by Mr. Parker to change out the one pole that is in the subdivision, and seconded by
Second.
Mr. Sharp.
Yes.
Wait, just so I can catch up here. So our requirement from the town is aluminum poles. Now we're saying one aluminum pole is fine and the other wood pole is fine.
They didn't put in a pole, they put the
Just
light
yes or
on.
no, is that correct? Is
Yes.
that what we're
Yeah.
saying?
Yes.
yes. So they're using the pole, they put the light on the pole that's already on the main road,
So,
at the entrance of the
so they
subdivision.
don't need to change that one out? We're gonna keep that wood pole?
Yes.
It matches the rest of them on the street.
Got it.
Any other discussion?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Foreman,
Yes.
Mr. Sharp,
Yes.
Ms. Sassbauer,
No.
Mr. Becker,
Yes.
Mr. Parker,
Yes.
Mr. Kahour.
Yes, motion carries, 5-1. Thank you.
One quick question, so now that I go to the performance, or I'm sorry, the maintenance, will the town now plow that road?
Yes.
So I don't have to do that anymore?
No, sir.
Okay, very
Want
good.
to volunteer to do it?
And then the 3-year maintenance letter of credit has been turned in to the town already?
Yes, that's what I understand, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Number 2, Cedar Lake Storage LLC, acceptance of extension of performance letter of credit to July 1st, 2023. Do we have a petitioner? No.
I can speak to this one.
Go ahead.
So, last month you approved the reduction for both their letters of credit. When they were reducing the public letter of credit, it was recommended by Don to extend that one to July 1st to give them enough time. The bank said that they could not do the reduction and the extension at the same time, so we had to do the reduction so that they could do the extension to have the letter extended to July 1st so that they can get all their public infrastructure done. That's what the bank said. I went back and forth. That's what the bank said.
Okay.
Interesting.
Does that sidewalk where it's raised come into play at all in this extension, or?
That is one reason that it's not being rotated, because they still have to get that flush. But that's gonna be done with their surface asphalt, which hopefully will be done early spring.
Okay. Okay. We have any discussion on this?
So does that need to be deferred then, or?
No, is this only the public one?
This is only the public one, the one that you requested be extended.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's $7,700 for reference.
Okay. So we'll move on it.
Yep.
So the request for an extension of the performance letter of credit for $7,700 to July 1st, 2023 would be the motion. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Ms. Deschauer,
Second.
second by Mr. Sharp. Roll call, please.
Mr. Foreman?
Yes?
Mr. Sharp?
Yes.
Ms. Steppenbauer?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Parker?
Yes.
Mr. Kapur?
Yes, motion carries, 6-0. Number 3, Centennial Villas, extension of preliminary plat. Owner, Cedar Lake Development LLC, 8051 Wicker Avenue, St. John, Indiana. Petitioner, Olthoff Homes, 8051 Wicker Avenue, St. John, Indiana. Vicinity of 13830 Parrish Avenue, Cedar Lake, Indiana. Petitioner is requesting a preliminary plat extension for Centennial Villas Unit 3. Hi.
Hello, good evening, Jeff Yatsko, Olthoff Homes. That pretty much sums it up. We're looking to extend our plat, our primary plat, for 1 year while we finish up Unit 3.
Any discussion?
No, sir?
Don? Yes.
Ministerial,
No
no comments. Yeah, they just expire after a year, and they'll be doing phase 3, next spring, probably?
I would think so. We already actually put all the utilities in.
Yeah.
We already put that water line in, so it's really just a matter of put the road in, but we just weren't ready for the road this year. We still have a bunch of phase 2 lots, so I would imagine it would be on our 2023 plan.
So, we don't have any comments.
So if there's no discussion, I would think a motion on extending the plat for Centennial Villas Unit 3 to,
It'd be to October 20th, 2023.
what she said.
Make a motion to extend it to October 2023.
I'll second that motion.
Motion made by Mr. Parker, seconded by Ms. Deschauer. Any discussion? No? Roll call, please.
Mr. Foreman?
Yes.
Mr. Sharp?
Yes.
Ms. Steppenbauer?
Yes.
Mr. Becker?
Yes.
Mr. Parker?
Yes.
Mr. Kapur?
Yes, motion carries, 6-0.
Thank you.
You bet. Update items, building regulations and fee amendments, science of that, we're working on it.
The items 1, 2, and 3 have taken a small back burner to what you witnessed previous to this
Sure.
meeting. We had a vote-a-rama, or meeting-a-thon, these last few days, as well as, organizing a building corp and structuring finance for a police station and fire station. So unfortunately, still a work in progress.
Well, the last few days, I've spent more time here than at home.
Same.
Your wife was very happy.
Yes, she is.
Did you get elected to something?
Okay. Number 4, Lakeside Unit 1, Block 2, maintenance letter of credit expires December 3rd, 2022.
We issued a punch list to the developer on the 14th with some minor repair items, but there shouldn't be an issue. So
Okay.
that's will that roll over come December.
Okay. Rose Garden Estates,
Nothing, I expect them to roll that thing over in full.
are you doing anything towards?
We don't have as-built for that, and they haven't requested any inspections yet either. So I fully expect them to submit it again in full.
Yeah, still selling houses.
They're almost done.
Yeah. $6 million, is that it, something like that?
This is unit 1.
That was unit 1, 6.5 million, this is unit 2. Deep pockets,
Yeah. Pushing 10 probably.
deep pockets.
Well, they're selling all those lots, I mean, they're making, it's not like they're out.
No.
They're
No,
doing
losing
just
money.
fine, I'm
Yeah.
not worried about their financials at all.
Right.
Not either.
Number 6, Beacon Point, Unit 4, performance letter of credit expires December 1st, 2022.
We met the developer out there last Thursday. Everything's in order except they just have to crack seal 141st, and then that'll be ready to rotate as well.
Okay. Summer Winds, Unit 2, performance letter of credit expires December 20th, 2022.
I don't have much to report on that one. That one's still been pretty silent. So I imagine.
2 and 3?
Yep, I imagine they're both gonna rotate. They're gonna have to extend, would be my guess. That subdivision hasn't nearly built as fast as every other one, for whatever reason.
Okay.
And they're about out of the paving window, so they're definitely not gonna meet that.
So, let me just ask. At the Monastery Woods South years ago, we had to pull on what, the performance grid, or was it the maintenance? To finish that subdivision in Mad Dash?
It was a performance, wasn't it?
Performance,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, it was maintenance.
It was maintenance?
Was it maintenance?
Okay,
We had that was our last chance to have a developer assistant.
that's right,
Yeah, that makes sense. We did that
That was
in
the second
2012.
developer in there, if you'll remember.
yeah. And then,
B3 was first.
we had the similar thing happen down south on Parrish, didn't we, where John lives?
Lindsay.
Yeah, it did,
Yeah.
actually, that's right.
Okay.
Almost at the same time.
Yeah, it was back
They
right
were
before the
close.
deadline.
Lindsay was 11.
But that was maintenance.
That was a fun one.
They're
That
both
was
maintenance.
maintenance too.
Both were. Same developer was involved
The reason I asked the question
one
is,
time.
Hawk.
Yeah.
so the reason I asked the question, Summer Winds is not like they're gonna not show up, but if a person were to be in these types of situations and close up shop and leave town, do you have to pull on the performance before that deadline? Or did the initial clause for performance automatically have a default to a maintenance?
No, it's not automatic at all, it will expire.
Gotcha. So really, December is when it expires.
It does.
We need to put some wording down in the next month, just to make sure we cover our tail.
That's why
Yeah.
poll dates and things like
Yeah.
that we've discussed here. You
Yeah.
know, when it gets close to, end term.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have some discussions with Armani here to see what their game plan is.
It's also the reason it's on your agenda,
That could
so you
happen.
can be reminded.
Don't forget, yeah.
I mean, he's also sold part of those lots to another developer, so he doesn't actually own them all anymore. But he's still the primary, letter of credit holder.
I think there's a couple over there now.
Okay. Yeah, he's been MIA pretty much since the beginning of the summer. So, but we'll have to see what his game plan is and see what he's planning on to do.
Okay.
Next month's November, so we need to
Yeah.
make a decision next month, what we're gonna do, I guess.
Well, I mean, he has to extend now. I think they're both at minimums, and he's not gonna be able to get it paved in time. We got probably a couple weeks left of paving, and he has to do some binder corrections before that, and This is not gonna work. He's not at the 80% anyway. At least he wasn't a couple months ago.
So if this is close to expiring and we don't, move it to maintenance, then we can pull on it, right?
Yeah, if he doesn't provide an extension, probably during the November meetings, we'll have to set a pull date sometime in December at one of those meetings.
Well, we'd have to do it the last one, which is public.
Well, I mean, their 20th and 23rd expirations, and our November meetings are the 2nd and 16th, and then our December meetings are the 7th and 21st. So it would have to be either set at the last November meeting or a special public meeting in December.
Well, I don't like pushing it to the end. I'd say do it on the 16th of November.
Yeah.
We would discuss it as whether what we're gonna do.
We'll try to have a better idea what he's doing by then.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay, any public comment? Public comment? Anybody online?
I do not believe so, sir.
Been waiting 2 months to say that.
No, sir, nobody online.
Nothing else? Nothing else? We're adjourned.